Here is your son. Here is your mother. Gaining more responsibility is something, for the most part, I try to avoid. Just ask my mom. But sometimes it's impossible to not gain responsibility, and we're forced to do something whether we like it or not. John was given this new responsibility of taking care of Mary. In a way, he had no choice but to take care of her. Just imagine if John would have said, "Jesus, I can't take care of her." Who knows what Jesus would have responded? We probably would have had 8 words instead of 7. But John picks up this new responsibility and doesn't complain about it, or at least at the moment. In the past year, I've gone through a life-changing experience that has caused me to gain some more responsibility with my family. As many of you know, my family has been going through a lot this past year. With my dad not being around, I have to help out my mom much more than what I was used to. It could be as little as picking up groceries or taking care of my sisters while she's at work. It's a new responsibility that I now have to do, but I also do it because I love my family. Jesus showed us that you should take care of your family and show them love. He loved Mary so much that he was worried about her when he was dying on the cross. Jesus did not want his mother to be alone. He wanted her to be in good hands when he was gone. When my mom came back from Honduras over the winter, she became very ill and had to be in the hospital for a couple of days. And I decided to stay with her and help her just in case she needed any extra help. And many times she asked, "How are the girls doing? Have you heard about the girls? Do you think the girls have ate food?" In response, I would say, "They are perfectly fine. They're with my grandma. Don't worry about them right now. Worry about yourself." But I now realize why she kept on asking for them. Because that's what love is. Love is putting someone before yourself, even through when you're not going through the best times. Jesus sets a perfect example on that on the cross. This verse challenges us to show love for others while we're not at our best, and to pick up responsibilities because we never know when we're going to get them.
Matthew 27:46. My God, why have you forsaken me? Around this time last year, I was suffering from depression. I thought, though I had very few friends, I thought no one liked me. I didn't feel good enough for anything. It seemed as though all of my prayers had been unanswered. It felt like God had forsaken me. I thought that if I was gone, no one would notice or even care. It felt like nothing was going the way I had planned it to. It seemed as if things kept going from bad to worse, and nothing was in my favor. One night, a friend and I decided to go out. We were only out for a couple of hours, but we were estimating to be home around 9 o'clock. On our way home, that is when my perspective on life changed. For some reason, we took a gravel road to drop something off at our mom's house, and we hit a bad spot on the road and fishtailed out of control. We were headed very quickly into the ditch, and we rolled and flipped the car multiple times, and then we hit a phone pole. We completely totaled the car, and we shouldn't have walked away from this accident alive. I kept asking God, why had He kept me here? What was His purpose for me anyway? Did I have a purpose? Now I really did feel forsaken and alone. I didn't realize how lucky I was until I got to the hospital, and they were really concerned about me. They ran a bunch of tests and stitched me up and told me I was good to go. Monday rolled around, and after class was over, Brian Newschwander, my English teacher, asked me, "Do you think God was trying to say something to you through this event?" As I got to thinking about that question, I realized that God had been there all along. I believe He used this event to make me aware of how fragile life can be, how much we take life for granted, and how everything can be taken away so quickly. Every morning when I wake up, I tell myself that God has kept me here for a reason. It didn't take long for everyone from the community and my church family to find out about the accident. The next day, lots of people at church said things to me like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're alive and well," and God was definitely watching over you both. This went on to prove to me that no matter what I thought, people did care and love me. We may leave God, but God will never leave us. No matter how bleak the situation, no matter how empty you are feeling, no matter what you have done, God will never leave you. In today's society, it is easy to get wrapped up in many things, which can be so overwhelming, and we may forget to pray or turn to God when things occur. We may even feel forsaken at times, but as Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord your God with all of your heart, and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight." I'm undecided on where and what I will be doing next year after high school, but God has a plan for my future. I know no matter what challenges life may throw at me, he will never forsake me. Deuteronomy 1:8 says, "Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you."
I am thirsty, John 19:28. There are a lot of things in life that I have dealt with, but they all come back to the same word, change. And if you know me, I'm sure you know how much I don't like change, or have heard me complain about it. Change is really hard. It has an effect on everyone around you, family, friends, whatever. Change is something that is always in your life, because no matter how hard you try, you can't get away from it. Some of the changes in my life I have taken hard, and some I still have trouble with. Relationships with family and friends can really hurt, and can even keep me up at night. I sometimes get angry with God when these things happen. Why can't things just stay the same? Why do relationships have to go through hard times, and you sometimes lose the people that you were once the closest to? The first major change in my life that I think of is when I was in 5th grade. My dad told me and my brother that we have an older sister. I had no idea what to think. I was nervous, scared, and again, didn't know if I wanted this change to happen. This had effect on my whole family, not just one person. For me, I became the second oldest child in my family. And when people ask how many siblings I had to get used to saying a new number. But most of all, I had to learn how to deal with a new sibling. This change is one that will always be in place, unlike some that will hopefully go back to normal. Relationships have always been tough for me. I know a lot of different people, but there's only a few close friends that I would trust completely. These relationships are the ones that I cherish the most. This year I've had a lot of changes with those relationships. Some friends that I'm closest to have changed, and I'm not comfortable with that. Relationships can change in a blink of an eye, and I found that out this year when I would see a change and I wasn't a part of it. That's what hurt the most. There were so many nights when I would just sit at home wanting to be alone, and I didn't know how to make the relationships still work while I felt this way. I tended to be mad at God for allowing all these different changes to happen, and that things wouldn't be the same again. The hardest part was giving these feelings and thoughts I was having over to God, and having Him help me deal with them. My mom helped me find the verse in Hebrews 13:8 that says, "Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever." This verse is very comforting to know, and helps me get through the rough times when the world around me seems to be changing every second. It helps to know that the one who loves me and created me will never change. I think of the words of the song, "Your love never fails. You stay the same through the ages. Your love never changes. There may be pain in the night, but joy comes in the morning." My favorite verse has always been from Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." I know God will help me through the changes and has the best future in store for me.